Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining today. I'm Tom Campone with Keller Williams Lincoln Park. I'm joined today by Kyle Perks over at Guaranteed Rate. And today we're going to take you through from start to finish the process of buying your first home. So I'm going to kick it over to Kyle here so he can walk you through the first step, which is getting pre-approved for your loan.
Hey everybody, thanks for the time, Tom. Kyle Perks, Guaranteed Rate. I would say the first thing you want to do is it's all about the strength of your pre-approval. And a great way to have a strong pre-approval is with a reputable lender. Enter Guaranteed Rate, #1 in the city and state, 5th nationally. And, I would love to help you work on your goals, work on your budget for the purchase. Me and my team, we treat people how we want to be treated, which is saving you as much as possible on the purchase and just wowing you with the customer service. So first step is, doing the pre-approval with me, determining your goals, providing, a couple basic documents that, we like to see your income, credit, and assets. Those are the big 3 things I look at. Some people say, oh, I don't want to have my credit pulled until, I know what house I'm looking for. In my experience, it's always best to start the process sooner than you think. So if we see anything, we can take care of it and really get a plan for you. But step #1 is getting pre-approved, and step #2 is finding that broker.
Well, I'll take it from there. Well, yeah. So once you get the pre-approval from Kyle, he does all the hard stuff, and then we get to have all the fun. So once we get the pre-approval, we can actually start looking for homes. So we're going to use all the online tools to look for your homes, and we're going to treat all the information online as pretty much first showing. So the first batch of properties I'm going to send you is going to be pretty massive. So depending on how big your net is, it could be from 80 to 200 properties, depending on how much you have it honed down. But our goal is to find your top 10 properties. So we're going to look at everything in your price range, and we're going to try to narrow it down to 10 or less properties. Anything that's a maybe, mark as a no. As long as I've been doing this, I've never had anyone buy a maybe property. If it looks bad in photos, it's going to look worse in person. All right. So that's normally the rule of thumb. Once we have that top 10, we're going to pick a Friday to get out and go see all the properties. Now, there's 2 reasons we do this. The first is if you go see back-to-back 10 properties, there's clearly going to be 1 or 2 of them that sticks out from the rest. But the only way for us to really get that comparison is to go see everything that you like in your price range on the same day. The other reason we do this is the worst case scenario for you is that we go see 3 properties on Saturday, we go see 3 properties next week and 3 properties the following week. And guess what? You realize you really like the one from the first day, but it's under contract. So the rest of your home search, you're going to be thinking about the one that got away. And that is no fun. Nobody likes that. So if we do it this way, about 75% of my clients find the property that they love on day 1. And that's because they feel like they saw enough properties at once to really get an idea of what is a good value in their price range. Once we figure out which home is right for you, I'm going to do a detailed analysis and look at comparable properties. We're going to look at active inventory, and we're going to look at price per square foot. We're going to get a range to get an idea of how much this property is really worth. Once we have an idea, and we know how much inventory is out there, we'll be able to put together a game plan for an offer. So the reason we do this is I want to have in 5 years from now, when you call me to sell your property, I don't want to tell you, hey, you used the bozo to buy your property and he let you overpay for it. So guess what? It's worth less money than you bought. I want to have a good conversation. I want to tell you, hey, look, it's worth way more money than what you paid for it 5 years ago, and everybody's winning, right? So once we have that, we'll write up the offer. We'll negotiate the offer, and then within a few days after the offer is accepted, we're actually going to have the property inspected. So we'll have a third party come in. They're going to find problems. That's just what happens. That's their job. And once we figure out what's wrong with the property, let's say the air conditioning is broken, we're going to ask for a credit, for $3,000 and negotiate that it'll reduce your closing costs. Once we have that signed off on, we're going to send the contract back to Kyle for underwriting. So Kyle, why don't you take us through what the underwriting process looks like, how long it takes, all that kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah, so after you guys do the fun stuff with Tom, now you got to do the busy work with me. And the process really, it's going back over your goals, how much you're comfortable putting down for your down payment, where you're comfortable having your monthly payment. So budgeting's big, like figuring that out up front is super helpful. And once we kind of decide on those goals, you have an initial application providing updated documents, bank statements, pay stubs, stuff like that. We order an appraisal. That's for our protection and your protection to make sure the property's worth what the realtors say it is. And that's a great part of working with Tom is his cost analysis is so on the money. I just love working with that. So, but once we got your documents in, we got a great appraisal. We send you to underwriting. The underwriter takes a couple of days to review your stuff, says, yes, you're approved with conditions 1, 2, 3. My team helps you knock those out, and then hopefully we're scheduling your closing.
Awesome. And roughly how long does that take?
So from your contract to clear to close, usually 30 days. If you need a quicker turn time because of a lease or something like that, we can make it work.
Awesome. Now, a lot of first-time home buyers have leases, right? So talk through kind of the timing of their first payment, how it coincides with like the ending of a lease.
Yeah. So this is the biggest purchase of your life, right? So you're usually kind of strapped for cash at the end. A lot of people are concerned about, oh, I have a lease. Do I have to pay the mortgage as well? And I think it's important to know that, like, let's say we close you on the 1st of June. You would skip the month of July because we got to set everything up for your loan. First payment would be August 1st. So it takes a month for you to start paying your mortgage. And that generally gives renters some time to get out of their apartment and not have to make both of those payments at the same time.
Awesome. I think a lot of people, that's probably one of their biggest concerns is having that double payment. So, well, once you get the clear to close from Kyle, then we're going to do a final walkthrough either the day of closing or the day before. And then the next day, you're going to close it. You're going to get keys to the house. You're going to pop some champagne and you're going to have a big party as a homeowner. So, we would love to be your team throughout this. Kyle is fantastic to work with. Guaranteed rate beats anybody else's rates 98% of the time, beats their closing costs 98% of the time. So they are my go-to folks for all of my clients. So they're fantastic, and I would love to work with you when you're ready. So if you have any questions about this process, no questions are silly, especially when it comes to homeownership. Our information's at the bottom of the website here. Just shoot us a note. We're more than happy to answer any of your questions, and we are ready to go when the time is right.
Yeah, absolutely. Reach out. We got some next level suggestions for you and tips that, we're not going to put on this one, but reach out and I'll let you know too.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Kyle, for all your help today. Thanks, everyone, for joining and watching this video. And we look forward to talking with you soon.
Thanks, Tom.